All right, everybody, I'm back again. I had to go to a meeting, but now I'm back and I'm determined to get this thumbnail drawing code right before I head out of town for a few days. So here we go. So here's where we left off. I was trying to rush it through before this meeting, and Um, now it's a little bit all over the place. So I need to scale this back a little bit and figure out what's going on. Um, so now I'm just going to correct some of the things that are happening before. Now we're going to try to get this audio thumbnail class working and figure out what we need to do to actually get this off the ground. So so we have source samples for thumbnail samples. So we have this then we got this so looks like we've got a audio thumbnail reader or a set reader method here that takes an audio format reader. But I think I like this set source method better. That resets the thumbnail, ready for adding data at a specified time. So now, just going to go to the actual JUCE tutorial and see what they got here. So here we go. This is essentially the same sort of use case. So yes, great. It's not a subclass of the component class. So it's the drawing of the audio waveform in the paint function of another component object. Okay, fantastic. So that's what I suspected before, because as I was saying before, looking at the top of this, we see that audio thumbnail does not inherit from component. So then we see that there's this. Okay, that's mainly how I've declared them. Yep, all of that stuff. Okay, got all that. And then all of that is fine. So that's, yep. So now I'm looking at responding to the changes. Then, okay, so then let's see, file, set source. Okay. Yep, so this is all like, I pretty much have all of this. Check how many thumbnail objects. Yep, painted file loaded. Thumbnail get total length. Okay, cool. So you can get total length. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. So thumbnail get total length. Then we got set source. So I can set source to the file, but in this case I'm setting it to the audio buffer. So then, so let's see here. So yes, so that's fine. Yeah, so I can just keep this here like this. And then what would I call here? So if state has loaded file, then here I could do thumbnail set source, the audio buffer. Can I get the sample rate? Doesn't seem like it. So we can call reset. So we can do reset, we reset it, and then we set the source again. So we could do thumbnail reset, num channels, we'll put 1, and then the sample rate. So it seems that, do we have a method from the audio buffer class that gives us the sample rate? No, I doubt it. Get it, sample rate. No, nothing like that. So we would need to find out where. Okay, I know how to do this. Could we do prepare, some type of prepare function? So void audio waveform view prepare, and then this will take a double of sample rate. Then so let's see, I will call this rate, and then sample rate equals rate, and then I will just put this here, double sample rate. I will just set to 0.0. Then we can just do a check here. So, oh, I need to create this, do this prepare on this audio waveform view. So, void. And then I'm going to put a check in here that, so I'll put sample rate, and then I'll put sample rate here, and then here I will do a JAssert sample rate not equal or is greater than 0.0. So that just makes sure. And then I'll put a little comment here that says you haven't called prepare. And then in the main component where I'm calling all of this, I could do audio player 1. Oh, actually, yeah, waveform view prepare. And then I will pass in the sample rate. I'm going to capitalize the R here just for correctness. And then so let's see here. So draw channel. So let's go to the audio thumbnail class and then draw channel. Draws a waveform for a channel. So it takes graphics context, takes the area, the start of the time, the end of the time, the channel number, and then vertical zoom factor. So let's see what vertical zoom factor is. The waveform will be scaled vertically so that a full volume sample will fill the rectangle vertically, but you can also specify an extra vertical scale factor with the vertical zoom factor parameter. Okay, so let's see if we can just get a little bit more information about what that actually means. So we're just going to go into the audio thumbnail class and to draw channel. And then that's not the one that we want. We want this one. So zoom, vertical zoom factor. So it says that calls draw channel. Vertical zoom factor. So what does that actually? So vertical zoom factor. Just looking for to see if there's a place where it has a little bit more information. Not really. Okay, so let's see if this actually like draws or not. So now we're going to, oh, we got a build failed here. This needs to be a sample rate with a positive, with a capital R. Then let's see what happens here. Load. Okay. Still not seeing a anything here. So I set the source, which is audio buffer, set the sample rate, see, is there anything I can do to inspect the thumbnail to see if it actually has content in it? Like get source or get total length. Okay, so let's see when it calls this if so. Should I just set a breakpoint right here? Okay. Load. There we go. So now we should see if the thumbnail has a length that's not 0. So we can see here that the source is still null. Why is it still null? Okay, so it doesn't have anything in there. Okay, that's fine. So now we just need to see why that's not happening. So let's set a breakpoint here now. Now we're going to load. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay. So we've got thumbnail. Oh, it's annoying when it does that. Thumbnail. Source. So that's fine now. Okay. Then we do, now I'm going to do a breakpoint here when it draws. Okay, so now it's drawing. So now it's got the source, it's got the values, it's got all the information in there. So now I could just remove these and hit play, and this should. But it's still not appearing. That is very strange. Okay, so let's try building again. Load. Okay, so nothing there. I'm going to set a breakpoint. Okay. Okay, so now it's drawing, thumbnail. It's there. Why does it not? Draw channel. Get local bounds. Okay, so let's look at this for a second. What are the bounds of this component? Where's get width? Something like that. Window. Oh, here it is. No, that's number samples cached. That's not what I'm looking for. Not looking for that. I'm looking for the window. So where do you get the bounds? Bounds relative to parent. So here we go. It says 1250. But it's still not drawing. Okay, let's go back to the JUCE tutorial. Have I missed something? Okay. Fill rect. Thumbnail bounds. Okay. One 1.0 is, okay, so let's try this. I have a feeling that that's going to work now. No, it still doesn't work. Oh, another thing that I need to do is repaint. Let me make sure that I have let's go back up to audio player. Let's do waveform view dot repaint. Aha! Got it! Finally! Yeah, I just didn't call repaint in the timer callback. Ah, man. That took me a while. Alright, now let's load another track and see if that works now. Okay, so we see that it's doing that, but it's not resetting the thumbnail. Okay, cool. So we can look at that now. So now we can go back here. So we got load. So let's see, load file. And then okay, so just got to set. Got to reset it. So now we're just going through this. So we could say set state, set loaded, false. Right? So then we set this to unload. Then what happens is that we go back to the waveform view. if state as loaded file or not. Then we could do thumbnail reset and then repaint. Just taking a look here. So if I change the number of caches to 5, okay, because it has one cache in there. Let's just try this again. Load this file. That works. Then load this file and this should reset. Okay, still doesn't reset. Okay. So is there a clear? So let's go back to the documentation. So clear, there we go. That's what we want. Clear. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Okay. Load. Loads the first file. Load, and we'll load another file. Still no. Okay. So let's okay. So let's go back up to audio player. So I'm thinking load file. And now let's put this processor. So I'm just thinking here. So I can get the state. I don't necessarily want to set the state from outside the processor. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Then you're setting states in multiple places, which I don't really like. Let's see, so in the processor, set state loaded is equal to, then you set that equal to false. Sends change message. But then the question becomes, So it sets this to false, but then it executes all of this. And would it send a change notification before this finished? That's the question. So I'm almost in a position where I need to set the state from this load file function. I'm just going to try it and see if it solves my problem. So I'm going to need to create a function. So I'll put it up here, void set state. Then it needs to know about state. Needs to know about audio player state then, right? But the audio player does not know about the state. Okay. So what if I did this? Clear. All right, now let's try this. So the problem is that where the thumbnail is not updating when we change the track. So we get that thumbnail, that works fine. Then I do this, but it doesn't update the thumbnail. Why not? So the problem is that when you do that in the processor, it's always showing as the file being, the state being loaded. So that goes back to this again, which is state set loaded should be false. All right, so there's the track. And when I load a different track, let's see here. Why is that thumbnail not resetting? got draw waveform. The person hits the load button. They select another track. So here's where we load the track. It's like I need to let node load file know about the state. Okay. So okay, let's just try it and see if it works, right? So if I do this, this is not what I want to do, but let's just try it out. So now I have, I'm going to create this function called void set state, audio player state, new state, then state equals new state. And now from audio player, I'm going to let me go back to audio player state again. No, what am I doing? I could do this. So I don't need this. I don't need this to know about this. I can do this. Processor get state has loaded file. False. There we go. So now I think we'll be fine. Oh, what happened? Oh, has loaded file. So what is it that I want here? Set loaded. Set loaded. Set loaded. There we go. False. So when you do that, then set loaded sends a change message. That will reflect in here, and then when it loads the file, it sends it again. So let's just try that, see if that works. Here we go. So loads a file. There we go. And load. But it loads. Okay, I saw that it cleared. So it clears. We see that in the background. But it repaints it repaints the previous source. See that? Okay, so it seems like there's a problem. Reset? I did, so, okay. So got reset. Reset. Number of channels, 1. Sample rate is sample rate. So we will try that. Just want to see if it works, and then we can reverse it back. So here we go, we load a file. Thumbnail loads fine. Now I'll load a different one. And it loads the same thumbnail. Why is it doing that? I've tried thumbnail clear, I've tried thumbnail reset. Is there anything else that, okay, what if I do this? I've got it. What if I do this? Because it feels like it's caching the audio buffer. So what if I do this? Thumbnail, set source, null pointer. And then I set it back to the audio buffer again. Okay, so let's try that now. Load. So we got track, da-da-da, so that does that. No. Still not doing it. It's just coming back to the same file again. How weird. But the cache is 5. Okay. Here we go. Clears out any stored thumbnails. Okay, let's try that. Okay. This has to work. If this doesn't work, then I don't know. So let's do thumbnail clear. Thumbnail cache clear. We will do the same thing here. Okay. Let's try this. This surely must work. If this doesn't work, I don't know what the heck. Okay. So that's that file. Yes, that works. Finally. Yes. That's great. So now I can set the cache to just 1, right? Because it's just going to need to cache one thumbnail at a time. So here we go, load. That loads. That loads. Great. Fantastic. That's great. Finally got that to work. So now let's see if there's anything that I need to clean up that I messed around with to get that to work, or if I can get rid of some stuff to. I suppose I should make sure it plays okay as well. So let's do that. Okay. Play. Interesting. It is playing backwards. That first one was playing backwards. That was weird. I need a reset button as well. Yeah, so maybe when I hit load, it resets the playhead to 0. So let's go back to the processor. So then we got load, and then, so it's all this stuff that happens when, so I don't need that anymore, do I? So let me go back here. Okay, so, where was I? So here, get rid of this. So read position equals 0, 0. All right, so reposition is an int, right? Yes. So reposition is 0. So let's see if that works. So we wanted to make sure that that resets. Every time we load a track, it resets back to the beginning. Okay. So stop, load another track, open. Great, so that works fine now. And then this one. What's interesting about that one is that I'm just going to play this from my regular iTunes player. I'm pretty sure that's not backwards. Oh no, I'm wrong. It was. How strange. Not sure where I got that from. Okay. So just to make sure our volume is working properly as well. Nice. Cool. So that's a thumbnail. That's now a thumbnail. I think I could make that like a more interesting color. I'm not a big fan of orange. Maybe we set it to blue. So what are our colors here that we got here? Alice blue, Azure. Let's try Azure. Okay, where did it go? Okay. And load it. So Azure looks kind of cool. So sky blue. What was it? Sky blue. Load. I like sky blue. Sky blue is okay for now. Now I'm just gonna take this component and pull it back a little bit. So I had it at 1200 and I'm gonna pull it back to 600 now. And I'm going to change the size back to 700 by 600. Maybe I'll make the window a little bit taller. So currently it's 600. Let's set it to, no, that's not what I want. So let's set this to 300. That's a little bit too big. Let's set it to 250. Okay. That's still a little bit too big. Let's just see how it looks in general though. Yeah, it's huge. 100. That feels like more like a cool. Yeah, it's a little bit smushed. It's a little bit smushed together though. So okay, so I'm gonna go back on what I just did. Set this to 14. And then set this to 1200. Yeah, this looks a little bit more like, gives you a more representative. Yeah, that looks good. That looks much better. Cool. So I think that's a good place for me to start now, or stop rather. So I'm just going to commit this to our repo. As always, I like showing how we do that. So we will cd to the JUCE to the directory, then we will just open that up. Find out the name of that. So we got JUCE DJ app. Yep. Then we will add the files there. Git commit. Created thumbnail of entire track. And we will -u origin main. Now it's up there. So if you want to see how I did that, then yeah, have a look at the repository. You'll see some cool little bits that I've been learning from some people about state management, about separation of responsibilities, about larger code architecture and things like that. So I hope you found it helpful. And until next time, hope you have a good one. Have a great week, and see you soon.